Mark Waid takes a break from his multi-issue story arcs for a one-off issue dealing with Robin and Supergirl's disastrous first date and why they swore off each other after the encounter. Like how Waid has structured the rest of the series like a Saturday morning cartoon, this issue too follows that structure, being a bit of a fun palate cleanser between bigger story arcs. That doesn't mean it's light on the character development, as both Robin and Supergirl, who have been essentially co-second leads on this book since the beginning, get some time to shine, imbuing all of that great awkward teenage years dating stuff that I'm sure everyone has gone through in one way or another. Waid has a lot of fun setting both heroes up in wanting this possible relationship to succeed, but then they both get caught up in themselves as well as their hero lives interrupting at the worst possible time, and it just doesn't work out. It also showed just how far we've come with the character of Dick Grayson, who in his youth was quite a vain and very full of himself kind of guy, so we've seen that cool off a lot as he became Nightwing and really found himself as a person outside of being just Batman's sidekick. Emanuela Lupacchino joins the book for the issue as the artist, lending her wonderful style to the series and Dan Mora's classic designs, keeping everything consistent with Dan's previous artwork with beautiful colours and interesting character-focused paneling that does a good job conveying the awkwardness of a first date. The action sequence with the bowling balls and the car pile-up was really interesting, since that's not something you usually see in a superhero comic, bowling balls being the big threat, and it led to a really great set of scenes that show just how Robin and Supergirl work under pressure. Batman Superman World's Finest issue 12 was a really funny, relatable palate cleanser of an issue that put Robin and Supergirl in the spotlight to explore their awkward and turbulent relationship. I am going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Batman Superman World's Finest issue 12 heads to the past in Gotham, where a man discovers his uncaring landlord has kicked out his pet Bingo, causing the man to panic and run into the streets to look for the animal. The next day in the Batcave, Batman asks how Robin's date went the night before, but the boy doesn't give a hopeful answer. Dick thinks that Bruce training him as a charming playboy was all for nothing, showing Bruce the design for his new costume, thinking he's going to call himself Dark Eagle or something. Bruce doesn't think the date went so bad that he wants to change his identity, but Robin reminds him his date was with Supergirl. Supergirl meanwhile tells Superman that Robin seems so special at first, telling her cousin about how she and Black Lightning teamed up with Robin to fight Man-Bat and his nest in Boston. And it was there she saw Robin fall 1,500 feet. She thought that she would have to save him, being that he was human, but Robin saved himself, shocking Kara since she didn't know humans could do that. She tells Clark that's why she asked Dick out, as the day before, Kara tries on every piece of clothing she owns, trying to find the right dress to wear for her date. Finally finding something, she heads out to the date, only to find that Dick is in his Robin costume. Kara quickly changes in an alley, meeting Robin inside a nearby restaurant. Kara tells the waitstaff not to make a fuss about her and Robin being there, as she tells Dick that she didn't know that she was going to be doing this in costume. Robin assumed that since they asked each other out on a date while in costume, he assumed that it would be in costume. And besides, there isn't anything wrong in giving the people who are out to dinner a show. Kara thinks that Dick wants to show her off to everyone, but the boy wonder tries to say that that wasn't what he was implying at all, and he didn't even know if she has a secret identity or not. The waiter comes by and Kara compliments him, getting on Robin's nerves. She orders a sparkling water, which Dick thinks is rather fancy since he's only living off BLTs and corn chips. Kara knows that they'll split the check, but Dick assures her that money isn't a problem for him. Dick stops himself, knowing that sounded quite braggy, but Kara thinks he's just nervous and he should concentrate on her. The kitchen staff meanwhile is in utter chaos as the chef and manager try and make the best food they have ever made for the heroes. Robin meanwhile tries to convince Supergirl on how good he is at being a hero, but Kara assures him he doesn't need to do that. After some more awkward talk, Robin finally lets Supergirl talk as the chef quits in frustration with the manager. Kara goes on to talk about the different types of kryptonite as Dick asks where their food is, apologizing since he's quite hungry and he's not ignoring her at all. Kara tries to change the subject, asking how Robin became a hero. Dick tells her of his sad and death-filled origin and how his parents were murdered, making Kara wonder where their food is. The next day, Dick tells Bruce how he told Kara about his parents' murder and how she acted like it was nothing. Bruce thinks that it's because her parents died along with her extended family, friends, and everyone else. Kara meanwhile tells Clark that Dick didn't really seem interested in getting to know who she is, thinking that he should have just dated a mirror. Clark reminds her that Dick is human, with fears and vulnerabilities that they as Kryptonians can't imagine, so it takes more time for humans to open up. He does agree though that Dick sometimes misses the roar of the crowd, as back on the date, Supergirl asks the waiter where their food is as Robin hears someone calling out for Bingo, thinking that there's a dog lost outside. Outside, Bingo the monkey jumps onto a passing truck, scaring the driver, who crashes with his load of bowling balls spewing out of the back of the truck. Robin tries to tell Supergirl about what's happening outside, but Kara thinks that Dick is just trying to get her attention. The bowling balls crash into a bus, which hits a fountain, causing a huge pileup on the road. Kara realizes that Robin was being serious, going to help Robin save some people outside. She asks who the hell drives around with a truck full of bowling balls, as Robin deals with the bowling ball avalanche, while Kara rescues the truck driver. As the people praise Supergirl for dealing with the crashed bus and saving everyone on board, Robin frantically tries to collect all of the bouncing bowling balls on his own. Kara meets with the people on the bus as Bingo the monkey jumps onto Robin's face, causing him to trip over and fall into Supergirl, making them both fall into a fountain. Robin says that it was a monkey that did it, as later they both finally get their dinner. Robin asks Supergirl to use her heat vision to heat up their food, but the clearly angry Kara doesn't think that she should use her heat vision right now, wanting to just pay and leave. Robin goes to pay, finding that he doesn't actually have any cash on him, and he can't pay by card since his secret identity is on it. Dick asks if he can go and use an ATM, but Kara reminds him that the cash machine would have a camera on it. Dick considers changing into his civilian clothes, then changing back to come back to the restaurant, but Kara relents, saying that she'll pay for it. The next day, Kara asks if Clark is going to stick up for Robin, but Superman tells his cousin that she can date whoever she wants, and it's not up to him. Kara thinks that someone should stick up for him, since while she was frustrated with him, watching Dick tie himself up in a knot for attention and approval made her feel intolerant, judgmental, angry, and manipulative. She knows she didn't like what she was when she was around Dick Grayson, and Clark thinks that's the most mature thing she could have said, finding himself really proud of her. Batman meanwhile tells Robin to take the date as a loss and move on, but Robin thinks it's easy for him to say since he's not the one who's dressed so flamboyantly. He wonders if the hero romance can ever work out, and Bruce reminds him that Hawkman is married and so is Elongated Man. Dick knows that they are nothing like Ralph Dibny, and Batman agrees, telling his young ward that he can't force chemistry, and some pairs click and some pairs don't, and if they don't, you just have to move on. Dick relents, but then asks Bruce if Talia has a younger sister.